This is Benji here, bringing you a random grudge match today. This is brought to you by the SC2C website. Basically, it's an awesome website. And what happened is, on the forums, we had a small argument here between Pinder, who is in the 8 o'clock position as the blue Zerg, and pRoHuntresS, who is up in the 12 o'clock position as the green Zerg here on Lost Temple. Basically, these two got into an argument, and you know what the best way to sort an argument is? A best of 5. That's right, we've got two very solid players here, Pinder being one of the better Protoss players in C. I'm not going to say best, because then someone's going to come forward and mention a name that I just completely am not thinking of right now, and I'm just going to look like a fool, but still, a very good Protoss player. He is just astonishing. And pRoHuntresS, a very good Zerg player. Maybe not at Pinder's skill level, I don't know, but maybe he can show his true level here tonight. We did see him play last night in the Pro vs NGen games, and he did lose to Master, but Master was playing very superb last night. Still, back to this game, they do have close spawn positions here on Lost Temple, which drastically favours a Protoss player here. Protoss is able to do a lot of early pressure on the Zerg player, and he has scouted this very quickly, so he can make a nice build, maybe a 2-gate pressure, maybe even a 4-gate, something like that, to really take advantage of these close spawn positions here. Will be quite interesting. pRoHuntresS obviously doesn't know where his opponent is, but I guess you could deduce by the speed that that probe got into your base that he is in that close spawn. He obviously has scattered out this other position down on the right side here with his Overlord. Obviously talking about 9-pool, trying all these different builds. I do think that pRoHuntresS was just basically calling out the Protoss cry of nerf, basically. A lot of Protoss players have been saying their race is underpowered, and just saying, oh, try this, try that, and obviously a eruption of arguments spawned from that. But still, we do have this probe coming down here, possibly trying to hatch, or maybe trying to scout. The pool is down as well, obviously cannot hatch. Saving up money though, but just spending it slightly. He's sort of hovering around 200 minerals, maybe looking for a time to expand. That won't be any time soon. This probe here is being very good at avoiding. In fact, it is going through the base now, so now would be a good time to put an expansion down easy if he does have enough money. He also scouts at the front here. Just one gateway going down, though. Not a really crazy build coming out from Pinder here. Just a very standard build. He will get the Cybernetic's core going down now, and after this happens, we kind of see if he wants to sort of expand, or if he does want to do a one-base push. The expansion is going down here at a very good time from pRoHuntresS. Obviously, the 14 hatch was denied, but did take the probe did come into the base, still a bit of a scout, and took that time to just take that expansion. So not pretty good actually. You usually have to wait until Lings are out to chase away that probe, but no, he snuck one in. That's awesome work by him. Every small advantage you can get is good, and there isn't a 2-gate coming. He has scattered that, so it is pretty safe to take that this early. Probes returning now, nothing really been done. 2 Lings coming out now, obviously just using them to scout though. I don't think they'll be doing any real damage. In fact, if we just check production menu real quickly, Sentry's just started. Obviously there is a Zealot out blocking this path too. These Lings shouldn't get in, but they might be able to poke around on buildings and stuff like that. Wailing away on that gateway, trying to pull that Zealot out of position so he can run into the main and do a quick scout, and perhaps even kill a probe or 2 if he has some good micro. Doing a lot of damage to that gateway actually. In fact, 2 more Lings strolling in now, but there will be a Sentry popping out soon. In fact, it pops out right now, and that will start to do damage to these Lings, and it will chase them away. Maybe realizing it's a Sentry. No, there's not really enough damage done to that to really commit to killing that gateway. He's only done a little bit to the shields, so runs away without losing any units. Putting out more Lings. In fact, this is a lot of Zerglings being built this early. I am kind of curious if he's going to try a bust of some sort with this many. Obviously, as Zerg, you would want to be building drones very early to get your econ up so that later in the game you can support a much bigger macro game. Building this many Lings this early, you kind of need to do damage, or your opponent obviously needs to be not taking a second base, that kind of stuff, to make pushes. Something to warrant getting this many Zerglings. But he might just sort of think he doesn't have any Stalkers out. In fact, he's not even building some. He might be able to try and go in here and just go for this gateway kill. It will force these Zealots to come out and try and deal with that. But there are a lot of Lings there too. He is starting to build, in fact, he's not building anything right now. I'm just seeing if he wants to build drones, or, yep, he is building drones now. So realizing that he's actually going to bust through this anytime soon. He does have sentries out, 4 shields, so for our Banelings come rolling in here. Pinder is also starting to move out, looking like he does want to expand. 2 Sentries, 2 Zealots, pretty good mix. Sentries obviously can shield, and Zealots obviously very good against Lings. It's a bit early for Roaches, to be honest with you. We don't even have a... Oh, Roach Warren is up, I stand corrected. Lair also going down as well, possibly looking to get that fast roach speed there to make those roaches really do a lot of damage. I mean, once you start getting roaches up and your opponent's still stuck in gateway tech, you can start getting a lot of roaches up, especially if the econ for it. These Lings here, not being micro properly, he will lose some unnecessarily there. That is a bit of a blow. In fact, this is a lot of units here. He could do a lot of damage. In fact, he doesn't need to do damage. He just needs to scare his opponent into making units. And if I'm just checking the build thing right now, the production menu right now, he is building a roach and a spine crawler, so that's something at least. But if he pushes forward here, it will force him to make a lot more units. units. 5 roaches being built now, realizing he does need that. There are 2 overlords out of position here. He's going to lose these. In fact, that will supply cap him as well, which will hurt him quite a bit because overlords do take time to build. Also 100 minerals. This spine crawler will pop up. Drones are pulled off as well. This push is actually pretty good. There's really not much up to defend, especially after those lings died. No roaches out yet. He's just kind of used those lings as a deterrent perhaps, but no, called the bluff and has forced quite a lot of unit production. He's also been overlord capped down to 28, so he will need 2 overlords just to get back into the building area, and that has hurt him quite significantly, and he hasn't lost anything for that as well, which is really, really awesome. It does give him time to get this expansion up as well, and once he gets this up, unless his opponent really has a decent income, it's going to be quite difficult. pRoHuntresS is stuck right now on 23 harvesters to 32, so that is pretty huge actually. Like, really, saturation's okay there. Up here, it's just none. Like, there's 1 drone here, and 1 gas being mined. That's it. That's really nothing at all. Down the natural, he's only got 1 gas overall as well. You really do need at least 2 gas to really support roach production. Sorry. We also have the hallucinated Phoenix here, just doing a quick scout over the top to see what's going on. Apart from that, just both players being really stable. There's not really that many roaches. He doesn't have that much gas. He obviously was overlord capped for a long time. He's just starting to get back in the green now, but he's just capped himself again at 52. But not really enough roaches there, to be honest with you. Yeah, he's going to try and pick off some of these zealots. In fact, very good shields there, catching like a bunch of those roaches out of position. It's a shame he didn't have 1 more to fill in that spot there, just to really kill half those roaches off. But still doing quite a bit of damage there. But using quite a bit of energy from his sentries as well. Whether that helps or not quite sure. Roach speed is starting to get done now, about 3/4 done. Once that gets done, roaches can really be a lot better. They can start pushing forward, start picking off sentries and stuff like that, and you can micro them a bit more rather than sort of letting the Protoss engage you. You can go out and engage the Protoss player. Creep as well being denied as well. This one obviously can't jump, so we'll need to bring a queen out here to get this creep rolling again. But honestly, right now, with all the overlord killing and all the forcing of units early on, the income difference is starting to look pretty huge right now. Actually, it's starting to catch back up. It's 39 to 30. Pinder still has that advantage. He was also getting +1 attack on his forge, which is awesome. Upgrades this early mean later on in the game you're going to have like 3 units, which is great. He's also building up robotics facility. That's great. Realizing his opponent has gone roaches, getting out a few mortals is great. He has taken a decent advantage right now. Huntress is building units right now. He needs to get a few more drones out, unless I have missed, as Huntress lags a bit. That is not good at all. Hopefully he does. Yep, he's back in. That's good. Obviously, hopefully he didn't like sort of force deserializing him behind. But he's only got 29 drones right now. He really needs to be up at the 40 mark to really support continuous roach production. In fact, if he was at 40, he would be equal right now. But not the case. Just supply real quickly. It is even though. Supply is even, which kind of means that pRoHuntresS does have a bigger army. But honestly, this base here has just really gotten up and running. He's just starting to make a lot of money from this. So he's going to start pumping out a lot more units. He's going to start pulling ahead simply because of the resource difference right now. But still, roaches are pretty strong against Protoss. We will hopefully see a push come here very soon, maybe a good timing push. He does have roach speed. Ling speed is about halfway done. Quite an interesting choice. Obviously, he is low on gas. He only just took his 2nd and 3rd. He was on 1 gas for a while, so he did have a lot of minerals. I would have liked him to build drones instead of Zerglings, though. I mean, right now his army would be smaller, but really no pressure coming out here from Pinder. Pinder does have cannons up. He does have sentries. He will do a bit of damage here, but not just poking in there, pulling back. Not even losing 1 roach. 1 roach system, 22 health on red, but still lives, and they do regenerate quite quickly here. That Phoenix just scouting over the top, seeing exactly what his opponent has as the Observer comes out now. A much more permanent form of scouting here. He's going to put this over the armor, or he's going to run it to the base. He's just leaving it over the army just to keep track of what their numbers are and what he can get away with as far as tech and possibly even expanding goes. But in these positions, I don't expect either player to really, maybe Huntress because he's Zerg, but I don't see Pinder to really push out and try and take the 3rd. It'd be very hard to hold. We do actually have roaches down here just picking off a pylon as well. Overlord scouting up the hill for that. And we do have sentries and stalkers pushing forward here, getting up shields. A bit late there. Could have caught a few units there, but just too late. All the units were out of range. He's just going to pull back quite smartly. Creep spread's starting to get quite big as well. He would like, as Pinder would like to push forward and pick off that tumor there. In fact, probably needs to push forward and kill that one there. He's got the Observer over the top to detect it. But roaches on creep are very quick. And obviously as Protoss, you want to get your force fields down. You want to split his army in half. Taking on a full roach army by yourself is quite difficult. But if you can split it in half and pick off half at a time, you're good. If he's on creep, it's so much harder to sort of get those shields down in time because they just run straight through it. Like once you put 2 down, they can just run straight past them. But still, creep spread is great. Like to see where Huntress is going from here, though. Really. Obviously, he did get the Overseer as well to pick off the Observer. Very smart idea there. 100 gas, though. I don't know. He's also built Changeling, but I don't think this is going to do anything. There is obviously detection right up ahead there, and he is, targets it down. Does not do anything. Really a waste. I would like to see him just save up for Contaminate. He's flying it over the top here just to get a bit of scatting done. But he could Contaminate right now if he didn't build that Changeling. He could stop possibly one of these robotics facilities from building. They are pumping out Immortals right now, so he's starting to get an Immortal army up here. That's 2 so far. He will get another 2 in a second here. But here comes a good Roach push. Good time right now. Only 2 Immortals up. Immortals are what you really need to do damage. Very good shields, actually. He will be able to pick off these front ones. They do burrow, but he does have detection down, and he will lose about 5 more of these Roaches here, and these back ones really can't do anything at all. He needs to pull back with these ones. There's just too small of an army to really do anything there. And he does pull back and loses Roaches for his efforts. Sentries still have a lot of energy as well, so if he does that again, the same thing's going to happen. In fact, if he gets some more Immortals out, he could actually push out, and he might be in trouble here. But hey, he is burrowed. He doesn't have burrow movement, though. Is he researching it? No, he's not even started researching it. But hey, burrow is great for regenerating Roach's health. I do like the movement upgrade though. It really helps you get out of those force fields. You can burrow and just move away from them. Still, pushing out here, just picking up these creep tumors, lowering the creep spread, which is awesome. Roach is coming forward, trying to pick stuff off. Force shield's quite slow from Pinder. Really sort of just blocking, not really trying to hold units. Don't quite understand whether that's intentional or is just being a bit slow there. Still, pushing forward now. Roach is burrowing, just get a bit of health back, and now pushing close now. This looks pretty bad for him, actually. He doesn't have many Roaches. He's getting picked off. He's not really doing that much damage to the Protoss army, as well as it just gets Immortals reinforcing here. This could be a really huge push here by Pinder. There's only one Spine Crawler up, and Roaches here really aren't that many Roaches. Queen here at the front getting picked off as well. Force shield's going up, but really doesn't need it. There are just way too many Protoss units there, and that probably will be game here as soon as he does his last Roach push here, all in, and he doesn't have any upgrades on him yet, so he won't be able to do that much. And that is GG. Pinder takes the first in this best of 5.